For our show today, we have a special guest, Dondi Richardson from FloraCraft, and she is the creator of these unbelievable animals and trees that you see on our set, and she's going to show us how to make them.
Yes.
Hi, Dondi.
Hi there. Nice to be here.
Okay, now what do we need?
We're going to start out with 3 sheets of styrofoam, some fabric, some sequin pins, some ribbon, and some tacky glue, and your templates.
Okay, great. Now all the templates are going to be on the website and all the patterns for all of these animals, so you can make these at home too.
And you can make them any size you'd like. Just enlarge them to the size that you need for your room, for your setting.
Great. Now how do we get the styrofoam together first?
First I'm going to show you just on a couple little sample pieces here. And all you're going to do is put on quite a bit, a good nice thick coat of tacky glue, and just press them together firmly. And hold them together nice. You can tape or you can pin to hold them together nicely until they're totally dry.
Okay, great. So now what we have right here is we have 3 sheets. You can see the seams right here that you've already glued together and we're all ready. And we have our pattern. Now how do we attach our pattern to the top?
The pattern, just lay on and use the sequin pins to pin in place to hold it while you're cutting.
Okay. And cutting. Now what do we do to cut?
Well, there's several tools that you can use. There's the battery operated, and this heats up the wire and it melts through the foam. It makes a nice smooth cut. You don't have the scraps from the saw. This is also an electric tool, and it's nice for intricate cuts and getting in cracks and corners. And then our handheld saw.
Right. Now, for all of these, you've got to be careful. You want to have adult supervision because you are working with a cutting tool. So let's start cutting our lion out.
Yep, and it's just real simple. You just hold it. You want to hold the saw at a 90-degree angle so you get a nice straight cut, and just start
Kind of sawing along.
following your pattern. Yep.
Okay, now, what happens if I break this?
Piece of cake, low temp glue gun or tacky glue. Hold them back together, and it's good as new.
Okay, so we would continue cutting all the way around, and we've got one all cut out here.
Yep.
Okay, now what?
Now, if you find when you have it all cut out that there's a few places that you don't exactly like, you can take a scrap piece of foam and just sand, almost like using sandpaper, and it just sands that nice and smooth.
All right, now, next thing, cut out our fabric.
You're going to use your template, the same template, lay it out on the fabric, and just cut it to about a ½ inch larger all the way around, and that allows you to fold it over the edge of the form.
Okay, and we've got one that you've started here. Okay.
Yep.
This fabric looks great.
Yeah. Now I've already started, and where you want to put the glue is right on the corner, and that helps hold it on top and on the side.
So you're not putting glue all over the whole surface then?
Nope, just on the edges, and you're just going to lay that down. Kind of form it over the edge. Now, in the corners where it's not laying down for you, just take your scissors and cut into that corner a few spots, and that just lets it lay right down in there. So when you go around that corner, it tucks in.
Okay, and you just hold that in place until it dries?
Yep, you can use your sequin pins along the side to help hold it down if you'd like.
And remove those later. And I can see too, you've left some of the pins in here just to hold it in place while you're
positioned. Yep.
Okay, so we've got our fabric on, and we want to move on to adding the trim.
The ribbon, yeah, and this hides all the ugly little edges that you've left, and you want to start in an inconspicuous spot. I started at the bottom of the foot, and you're just going to go along with the glue and run it on both sides of the ribbon so it lays down real flat, and just follow along that edge.
And that's a 1-inch ribbon. So is all the styrofoam the same depth?
Actually, you can get different thicknesses.
Okay.
Yep, you can get from a ½ inch up to 4 inches, so however you want.
And so you could choose the ribbon that matches your room, same way with the fabric.
Exactly.
So it could be any color. You could actually even do patches of fabric or mixed fabrics and things.
You can even quilt it.
Oh, you could quilt. Oh, so you could match, you know, your drapes, maybe your bed quilt, do another piece on top.
Yeah,
and do it all the same way.
Yeah, there's a lot. You can have a lot of fun choices.
Well, you know what, and you brought a couple other samples too. There's a lot of other things that you can do as well.
Yeah, now this one, instead of just throwing away the template, I've colored it, and then you can glue that right on to have your child color it, and then glue that right onto
That
your
would be a
form.
great project to do with your kids, especially if they want to decorate their room like in a animal theme or a jungle or a zoo, and have them actually color the decorations.
Watercolors or crayons.
So paper, anything. This is one of my favorites. Now, how did you do that?
This is just a brown paper bag, brown paper sack from the grocery store, and I just tore it into sections, crinkled it up, and glued it on in patches.
Okay, so these are all in, oh, they're in patches. It's not one big piece. And the same thing, now you put glue over the whole surface for this one, right?
Actually, just around the edges of the paper.
Oh, that's great.
Just real easy.
So you could, what else can you do with the styrofoam? You could paint it?
Yes, you could paint. You could use corkboard. I've used corkboard on them.
Oh, that would be,
Cut the corkboard out, and then you can turn them into bulletin boards.
Oh, those are great ideas. And if you look around the set, these are just amazing. We have more carnivores. So we've got our leopards, lions. We have some herbivores. We've got a giraffe there, an elephant, plus the trees. So there's pretty much, you can just about make anything that you can make a shape. Coloring books are a great place to get patterns or to get shapes too, but we'll have all of these on the website. Dondi, thank you so much. This is so much fun, and thank you for making these for our set. They're great.
Thank you.